Welcome to the Stoic Quotient. Today we dissect the minds of the exceptional, the relentless, the 1%. We're not talking about bank accounts, but about something far more valuable. Stoic secrets to a life few will ever touch. The top 1% don't just live differently, they think differently. This isn't about privilege or luck, it's about self-mastery, about timeless discipline rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom. In this raw, emotionally charged, and brutally honest video, we reveal the daily mental and spiritual habits that separate the truly free from the forever dependent. If you're tired of being a slave to distraction, doubt, and excuses, this is your wake-up call. The habits of the elite begin where comfort ends. Are you ready to step into the arena? The 1% don't wake up and ask themselves, what do I feel like doing today? They begin each day anchored to what matters most. What is within my control? What is my duty? These are the questions that echo in their minds. The 1% are guided by principle, not emotion. They understand that the world is full of distractions, temptations, and fleeting desires. To navigate this chaos, they hold fast to their internal compass. They live by a code of conduct, a set of values, that guides their every decision. This unwavering commitment to principle is what allows them to resist the siren song of instant gratification. It's what gives them the strength to say no when everyone else is saying yes. It's the bedrock of their success. Think of Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, rising before dawn to confront his duty, to serve something greater than himself. That's the spirit of the 1%. It's not about what's easy, it's about what's right. Ask yourself, what principles define your life? What are you willing to sacrifice for? Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. The 1% understand that time is the most precious commodity. It cannot be bought, borrowed, or earned. Once spent, it's gone forever. And they treat it with the utmost respect. They defend their time fiercely, guarding it from distractions and interruptions. The average person allows their day to be dictated by emails, social media, and the demands of others. The 1% design their day with intention. They prioritize tasks that align with their goals and delegate or eliminate anything that doesn't. They understand the power of focus, the ability to shut out the noise and dedicate their full attention to the task at hand. They know that deep work, that state of flow where creativity flourishes, is the key to producing exceptional results. Every wasted hour is a betrayal of their potential. Every minute squandered on trivialities is a minute stolen from their dreams. The 1% know that time is the raw material of life, and they use it to build their masterpiece, brick by brick, day by day. While others seek comfort, the 1% actively pursue discomfort. They understand that growth and resilience are forged in the crucible of challenge. They don't shy away from pain, they walk towards it. This isn't about being reckless or self-destructive. It's about consciously choosing to step outside their comfort zone, to embrace the unknown, to test their limits. They take cold showers not because it's enjoyable but because it strengthens their mind and body. They fast not to punish themselves but to cultivate discipline and self-control. They seek out difficult conversations not to create conflict, but to refine their communication and empathy. The 1% understand that by exposing themselves to controlled doses of discomfort, they build an internal fortress, a resilience that allows them to weather any storm. They become unshakable. Think of the Spartan warrior, enduring grueling training from a young age. That's the mindset of the 1%. It's not about seeking pain, it's about mastering their reaction to it. The 1% are not defined by their victories but by how they rise from defeat. And they use journaling as a weapon in their arsenal, not to just document their lives but to really dissect them. They journal to confront their flaws, their fears, their insecurities. They use it as a mirror to reflect on their actions and decisions, to identify areas where they can improve. Their journals aren't filled with flowery prose or superficial observations. They are battle plans, strategies for overcoming obstacles, for conquering their inner demons. They write down their goals, their fears, their lessons learned. They remind themselves of their mission, their values, their why. They use journaling to stay humble, resilient, and centered. The act of writing forces them to clarify their thoughts, to confront their emotions, to take ownership of their lives. It's a daily ritual of self-reflection and self-improvement. The 1% understand that success is not about accumulation, it's about subtraction. They are ruthless editors of their lives, constantly evaluating what deserves their attention and energy. They let go of toxic relationships, shallow goals, and limiting beliefs. They understand that holding on to what no longer serves them is like carrying dead weight. They shed old identities, outdated habits, and anything that prevents them from evolving into the best version of themselves. This process of subtraction can be painful. It requires courage to walk away from what's familiar, even if it's no longer serving you. But the 1% are not afraid of the void. They understand that by letting go, they create space for something new, something better. They clear the path for growth, for opportunity, for true fulfillment. The 1% understand that their mind is their most powerful weapon. And like any weapon, it needs to be honed, sharpened, and mastered. They engage in daily practices that cultivate mental fortitude, clarity, and equanimity. Meditation is not a luxury for the 1%, it's a necessity. It is their training ground for mastering their thoughts, for cultivating stillness amidst the chaos. They reflect on their day, reviewing their actions, their decisions, their emotional responses. They seek out wisdom from books, mentors, and the world around them. The 1% are not passive consumers of information, they are active seekers of knowledge. They understand that the quality of their thinking determines the quality of their lives. They focus on meaning over pleasure, on long-term fulfillment over short-term gratification. They are not slaves to their impulses, they are masters of their domain. The 1% don't just endure hardship, they embrace it. They understand that life is full of unexpected challenges, of setbacks and disappointments. They don't waste time railing against fate or dwelling in self-pity. They adapt, they adjust, they find a way to move forward. They view every obstacle as an opportunity for growth, every setback as a chance to learn and evolve. This is amor fati, the love of fate. It's not about passivity, it's about radical acceptance. It's about finding the good in every situation, even the seemingly bad. The 1% understand that their power lies not in controlling external events, but in mastering their internal response to them. They choose to see the world through the lens of opportunity, not adversity. They embrace the unknown, not with fear but with courage and curiosity. These are the habits that separate the few from the many. Not because the few are lucky, but because they are willing. This isn't about being better than others. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about living by virtue, not by chance. It's about honoring this short, precious life with clarity, courage, and calm. So if you want to join the 1%, don't start with hustle. Start with your soul. Ask yourself every day, what am I becoming? Am I ruled by fear or governed by reason? Do I choose discipline over comfort? Do I serve virtue or vanity? Because in the end, success isn't measured by riches, it's measured by who you became when no one else was watching. If this message resonated, like, subscribe, and share your experience. Until next time on the Stoic Quotient, be brave, stay resilient, and keep growing boldly.